Already recording. And 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to The Browns Like to Read. Today we'll be talking about what reasons why you should read, where you should read, and
Hold on.
no.
Start
Why
over.
to read, ways to read.
Don't push the desk back.
Oh, and like
Do you
places you can get books.
Do you want to scoot up some?
Yeah,
Okay, we'll scoot up some.
that's better.
Better?
Yeah.
We definitely have to do something about those shoes. I can't handle that smell.
Stop pushing on the desk.
All right, here we
Keep
go.
shoving it.
Here we go. Take 2.
Today,
Welcome to Life with the Browns.
Take
no.
three.
Take 3.
Say welcome to Life with the Browns. Ready? And
That's not what we're
hey,
doing,
posture.
though.
Posture.
We're not doing Life with the Browns.
This is Life with the Browns.
We're doing
The
welcome
whole
to
everything is Life with the Browns, but you're talking about books today. So 3, 2, 1, take. What number are we on?
4.
4.
Welcome to Life with the Browns. Today we will be talking about
Let me guess. Books.
books. Yeah, books. Why to read, ways to read, and where to get books from.
But before you get into that, I think there's something very, very important you left out. Preparing to read books. And one of the things you must do, Sophia Grace, more often is clean those glasses. You knew as soon as you said that. I think because we wear glasses, we're the last to know that they're dirty. Now you can read. Continue on and just work with that posture.
Hey, stop.
All right, go.
So, you can tell most of these books are for me. This whole stack, yeah.
It's a lot.
I'm a reader.
You are a reader. And I'm very proud of you being a reader because I was not a reader growing up and I struggled with reading. And even to this day, I struggle with reading and keeping my attention in reading.
Because you read audiobooks.
Well, I do like to listen to audiobooks. I do. But I wish I would have learned how to read as a young person like you are and like your mommy did. Your mommy read like 50 books a day back in her time.
I don't know if she can read 50.
How many?
But
How many?
probably
Ask her
like
how many.
2.
Ask her how many she used to read when she grew up.
How many?
Not 50 a day. That's too many.
Yeah,
Depends
But
on
how many did you
big.
read? How often did you
Depending on
read?
how big- Oh, I read every day.
A book every day?
No, it depends on how big the book is, how long it takes you. But I
Like
would.
this book would
but I
probably be like
grew up-
2 days or
I didn't
4
have
days.
TV growing up. Back in my olden days, as
No
Sophia
phones.
calls it.
No phones.
I didn't have a
No
phone. I didn't have internet.
There were
I didn't
phones.
have-
Phones existed, but she didn't have one.
Well, they were stuck on the
No
wall.
phone.
No mobile phones existed.
Mobile phones.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you wish that you were a reader when you were a kid?
I think learning how to read gives you access to a lot more information easier. I mean, audiobooks are great, but to be able to be a skilled reader and read faster and faster, I think it would be better studying habits, getting more information easier. So yeah, I wish I would have been a reader because I would just would have been better. I think
isn't a word.
easier isn't a word, but easier is a word. But I think it would lead to a lot of advancements or better learning skills for me, I think.
It probably, I hadn't thought about that before, but if reading itself feels hard, then it makes it hard for you to enjoy it as entertainment or to get information.
Yeah.
If just the act of reading feels like a struggle. So that's definitely.
To this day, reading is not entertainment to me at all. Like to read fiction books, fake, funny, and false. I remember that from school. It's like, why would I want to do that? I need to. If I'm reading, I'm working to learn something. I want to, And so, part of my motto growing up was, why would I read the book? They're gonna make the movie. You know what I mean? So, and that was a bad model. So, I really encourage all of you to become lifelong readers. The earlier, the better. So, I'm very proud of Sophia and Evan because even though Evan can't really read that well yet, he's got a book in the bed every night, and he wants to be like his big sister and be a reader. What she's reading right now, ignoring us during the podcast.
Podcast. You tell people why they should read.
Do you want to read?
Sophia, why do you think reading is something that people should do? Why should people read?
Well, why you should read? It's just you can learn stuff. You can learn a lot of stuff, but you can't learn stuff from fictional books. Yeah.
Well,
correct.
you could learn. You can learn things.
some stuff.
You just need to make sure that you
it's
think
real.
about whether it's real or
Yeah.
not. Yeah. But you can learn a lot of things. What else?
You can also like have ideas to write stories.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
They could probably give you ideas for other things because
like
for
drawings
Christmas
or
I got a book about cooking. There's a lot of things that you can learn information. But
and sometimes fiction books can actually teach lessons, even though they're using a story. A fictional story, fake, funny, false, or made up story, it can teach real life lessons. So sometimes reading fictional books can be very, very helpful.
Like these ones, Rainbow Magic books. They are teaching a lesson to Jack Frost or whatever his name is. He's the bad guy, and he's like taking their stuff because he thinks their magic will help him, but it really doesn't. He just needs to ask for help.
Okay, so even that,
Like, it
a
teaches you
fiction book could
something.
teach you about asking for help or being a good friend or different things like that. And also just be funny or inspiring or
Following rules and stuff. They could teach you stuff.
I think we need to stop because of whatever's happening over here.
No, you guys are fine.
Okay, so Sophia, you talked about ways to read more. Do you have some ideas about if you want to be a reader, what are some ways that you could read more?
Like having fun with your reading. Like, because most people think like, oh, sitting on the couch reading is probably really boring. But like, you could have fun with your reading. Like, read in a fort or read using just a flashlight or something. Like reading under the table, reading with your family.
I remember you were younger, you thought you were getting away with something by reading after you went to bed. Like you were sneaking books in the bed, and we knew you were doing it, but it was kind of fun for you, I think, to read. Even though
She is still kind of getting away with something. She stays up late reading sometimes. Look at that face. Look at that face. But I also was wondering about
15.
So, ever since you started school, you get sent home with you used to really love to read. We would read books, and it seemed like it actually was hard for you once you started being told by school you have to read 20 minutes a day. What about that made reading hard? And then maybe you could talk about ways, because we've kind of changed how you do that. We talked with your teacher and found different ways to make reading more fun.
Well, like, I don't like being told to do something like
you sound like your mother.
Like, I don't want Daddy to be like, hey, go read.
I haven't done that.
I know, because I read.
Even if it was something you wanted to do, it'd be like if somebody said, "Sit down right now and play a game." That wouldn't.
I don't like people telling me to do something that I already like to do.
I think a lot of people feel that way. If you feel that way with Sophia, you can leave a comment. Tell her she's. Or if you're like, no, if maybe there's people that really like being told what to do.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Well, sometimes you have to be told what to do because sometimes you don't do what you're supposed to do.
So we found some ways to help. We talked with your teacher and made it okay. But I think maybe that's one example of ways to read more is to be able to make your own goals, for it to be something that you do independently and you get to make your own goals and your own plans. Because that seems like that's really helped you.
Like my resolution to read 100 books this year.
Oh,
And I think I've been past
Can
it.
you spell resolution?
Let's see if one of these books has resolution.
I think that's one thing I didn't bring up, that I think reading at an early age and learning to have a love for reading teaches you not only how to read, it teaches you ways to write, but it also helps you with spelling. And that's one thing I struggle with too, spelling. And I went to my teacher when I was in 5th grade, said, I don't spell well, help me. She said, get a dictionary. And so maybe she told me to read the dictionary. I don't know, but
yeah, I think that I don't remember doing a lot of hard work at spelling. There's always like funny things you have to memorize, but I think that that's why I spell adequately is because
you spell great. You don't spell adequately.
Well,
she's a great. She's our dictionary in the house. Baby, how do you spell from every room in the house?
No, I'm just a fast Googler.
No, you're not. No, just got out of your head.
But then the other thing is, I think that long term really helped me. It helped me with writing. It helped me all through college writing papers. There are a lot of things that I could tell you that it was wrong. I may not know the term or exactly the label, how to label it with grammar, but because I read so much, I intuitively could fix a sentence, or I learned a lot about writing and communicating by reading lots of.
And that's why you're a great writer, and we can't wait till that first book is published. You can check her out at AndreaRBrown.com. That's AndreaRBrown.com. Coming to the interwebs near you. And maybe a bookstore, Amazon, and even an audiobook one day, Sophia.
All right,
That's how
back
I
to
can read
reading.
Mom's book if she makes it an audiobook.
Well, that's a great example, though, of a way to read. So you don't really listen to, well, we sometimes listen to audiobooks in the car.
But that's in the car because I get car sick if you read in the car.
But I think Mr. Brown listens to a lot more audiobooks. What do you like about audiobooks?
I like audiobooks because I can do other things. I can do other things when I'm listening to a book. I can clean up. And I just learn. Like you learn very well by reading. I learn very well by listening and watching things. I can learn a lot of things easily. So therefore, just washing dishes, which I do not like to do, by the way. I do every once in a while because I love her. But cleaning up the garage, just doing other things. And even editing a video, I can listen to a book. And it's crazy. I can listen to a book.
I don't know how you do that.
I know. It's funny. And sometimes I listen to them at 2 times speed because sometimes authors
that
speak
is,
very slowly.
I can't handle that either. It sounds like chipmunks.
Oh,
but
and you don't like Siri either. I like listening to Siri. Like even if they don't have the audiobook in Kindle, I can buy the Kindle book and swipe down with 2 fingers, accessibility feature on iPhones, and I can listen to Siri read me books, and I can consume the information.
But that's...
Time to pick up the kids from school.
That's my dinner timer.
Oh,
no,
dinner timer.
Maybe that is... No, it's too late for school. Anyway.
We're going to leave the kids at school today.
I'm right here.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that is a great example of the fact that there's lots of different ways to read more. If you want to be a reader, I think that audiobooks totally count as reading. And that's actually helped me in the last year because Sophia and I both had a New Year's resolution to read more books this year.
Can you spell resolution? Watch her.
RESOLUTION.
See?
Resolution.
And neither one of us will know if it's right or wrong, so she gets credit for it.
No, she got it right.
How do you know? Spell it.
Because I
Spell
just
it.
like,
You just
like when I
know.
see it on the paper, if I write it on a piece of paper, if I've seen resolution written down before, I could just tell if it's right.
So when she spelled it out loud, you saw it in the air?
Yeah, sort of.
All right.
I just know she's right.
All right, so far we talked about reasons to read. We talked about ways to read more.
Yep.
And Sophia has a question. She's raising her hand the Choose Well way. Show everybody how you raise your hand. We teach this in schools when I speak. Why do we raise our hands like this, Sophia?
Because you gotta, instead of just doing this, because you can still blurt out, it tells this to wait until this is called on.
My girl.
That's what you usually say.
That's what I usually say. Yes, Sophia.
Can I tell about my part that I wanted Mommy to write down?
What?
My tree thing?
Maybe let's do that as like extras.
Okay, let's do the last thing. Source of where we get books. Where do we get books?
The library.
Yeah, because books can be really expensive. At a certain point, your daddy told me that I needed to stop buying books.
Yeah, I have a shoe habit. She has a book habit.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is you can get books and you can lend in libraries.
Well, that's what we wanted to talk about. What are some of the ways that we like to get books?
You can
Free.
get it from
Okay, let's talk about free ways. Should we talk about free ways
Free.
first?
freeways.
Okay, what are free ways to get
Libraries.
books? The library.
But
we
libraries,
really like
you
libraries.
have to pay for your library card.
No, you
to
don't.
get it. To
You
get
don't?
it.
No.
No, did you know that the library card is free? You know what you have to pay for?
What?
When you borrow the book and you
Overdue.
don't return it.
Those are called fines, and
Then
we
you
don't
have to
get
pay.
fines. We don't do that.
Somebody has fines on her account
Hey.
right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yours
Why?
money.
Judy Moody. You kept Judy Moody
You
way
kept
too long.
Judy Booty.
No, I did not.
You kept Judy Booty too long,
I
girl.
did not. I did not, Mother.
You're going to have to take it up with the librarian. You owe her $3.
Really?
Yep.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking.
Where's Judy Booty?
No, you already took it back, but it was late.
Really?
It's fine. It's
All
fine.
right.
It's not a big deal. But it's free as long as you return them in time.
Oh,
You owe me $3.
ridiculous.
But the interesting thing about the library
I don't
is
have $3.
We'll find a way to get out of you.
y'all are out of control.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, but what do we like about the library? One of my favorite
You can-
library features is that you can get online, pick the book that you want, and put it on hold. And that means they go pick it off the shelf for you and have it waiting for you.
That is
It's really
nice. All right, what's another way to
Can
get
I
books?
talk?
No, I'm turning your mic off. What's another way that we get books? Hey, you do not touch
Yay.
the
Well,
controller.
I also discovered recently our library has a app, and you can get lots of audiobooks
Wow.
through that. So you can borrow audiobooks just like you can borrow, and like Kindle versions of books. You can borrow them for free just like you would borrow a normal book.
Yes, Sophia Grace. I'll turn you back up.
I talk.
What would you like
Yes.
to say?
You can also get them, like, the thing I like about
Give it up for Sophia Grace Brown. Give it up for Sophia.
Why are we clapping for her?
I don't know, just messing with her because she's ready to talk.
Oh, okay.
so the reason I like libraries is because there's like sections, so it makes it easier to find books that you really want.
Okay.
Instead of like if there's no sections, like there's a kids section, adult section, and like just different sections. If there wasn't any sections, you'd just be like there for hours looking for the one book you want.
Oh, that's true. So we got libraries. What are the ways do we get books?
Goodwill.
The Goodwill. Hey, we can't use brand names. No companies unless they're sponsors of the
Just thrift stores.
Thrift stores. Generic thrift stores.
The thrift store that we won't name near us does have a lot of a good kids book selection.
But they don't have like, they won't really have like chapter books. They have more like
It depends on
somebody's
when.
getting grown in her
kids
case.
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, it depends on when they get there.
They have like
It depends, but
one
everybody's
word page book. Like
everybody's thrift store would be different.
Yeah,
And ours
it's
has
based on who
different
donates.
things
S.
depending
It's
on-
like has one letter.
Because
on
when we donated a bunch of books to the Goodwill, they had a whole bunch
Hey,
of
you just
chapters.
named it.
Yeah. The Good Place. No. The thrift store. Hey,
Okay,
I like
so
the next
library, thrift store.
one. Friends and share. Is that what that says?
Oh, that would
Friends
be
and
a
share?
free. That's
You
another
can
free way to get books.
Share them and friends, and then you
Well,
can
wait, but
also
here's the
get
deal,
them
though.
from school. You can get them from Kindle and Amazon. You can get them
Are
from
you reading a list?
She's reading the
free
list.
books and deals.
Well, let me go back to friends. Now, here's the deal with friends. Mom said you can get friends. Now, if you loan a book to a friend,
They might not give it back.
you just in your heart, no, you might just be giving it to them because you may never see it again. We've experienced that. So
Or
we
you
know
need
in our
to maybe
heart.
like
Like,
keep a
read it.
list of who you lent it to for when you go and you're like, I know I have this book somewhere.
But if you heard of the new Linden Library, people make their own Linden libraries outside in front of the house or in the corner where people can just
Like
drop off
after
books.
they read though.
Like the
It's
Sutherland. The Sutherlands
like
do that
let's
too.
say I read this book. I can put it in a book, or I can like. You should always read the book. If you're gonna lend it to a friend
You should read it first.
or family, read it first.
Especially
That's a
family because they
good-
don't return stuff, do they?
Yes, they do not. No, they do not.
All right.
Or the little look for those little. Your school has one of those little lending. It's like you can take a book for free. You can give books back, and our dentist's office has one too.
Well, we can say their name, Sutherland DDS, because they are a sponsor of
Sponsoring
everything
this
Browns.
video.
They do sponsor the Life with the Browns, Mr. Brown podcast, all of it. So,
Yeah. Okay. What was our other ideas?
well, that's it on the list. Anything else?
The tree thing.
No.
So-
Oh, wait, but you didn't talk about. You didn't talk about bookstores like Cal's Books.
Oh yeah,
Cal's
Cal's book.
Books.
Last one, Cal's book. Tell me about Cal's books because your
It's like
papa took you there, right?
Yeah, it's like a place. It's like a one. It's like you know how theaters sometimes like have like these little mask thingamabobs. Like they
Mask.
have those masks and like heads and stuff hanging around their stores and stuff.
Like artifacts. or-
Yeah,
I call them artifacts, but they're like art.
yeah.
Okay.
They're not
They
really
have
art.
It's a bookstore. It's like a thrift store, but it's only for books. And he has a lot of antique or special edition books on display.
Yeah. No, not
Is that what you're
those
talking about?
books. Like those little decorations with a dragon.
Well, that's not.
and
I know,
those
but that's not
creatures.
about the
No,
store itself.
But so you walk in, you can like donate books that you'll never see again. Well, maybe because if you put them into the thing, you can go read it again because you'll just grab it off.
But
the
Cal's
shelf.
Books is special because he lets you buy books and then you can trade them back in
Yeah.
to get new ones. So that's really nice. But that's just everybody won't have. Excuse me. Everybody won't have a Cal's Books,
Yeah.
but
They might
probably
have
there's some local
bookstores.
bookstores, and it's just a good reason to like explore because we wouldn't have known where it was. Papa found it. Papa showed you where it was. It's like a little nook, but probably lots of communities have little bookstores, hidden away places.
yeah.
So now can I talk about my tree thing?
I think we're done. This episode of thank you for
I
joining.
need to talk about my
Honey, that's an extra. That's like a just bonus after
so
the credits.
after the credits, if you want to see Sophia's bonus conversation, you can check in. But thank you, Sophia Grace. You did a great job. I like pressing that button for you because this is giving you a round of applause. Isn't that pretty cool? You should be smiling. When people clap for you, smile. You can even do a bow. Just don't hit your head on the
The
table.
last time you used it to cut her off because you didn't want her to talk. So she's
Well, Anyway, hey guys, thanks for joining us for this. And there will be some bonus material after this podcast or after this video. Sophia will tell you something she really, really wants to talk about. So thanks for joining us. This has been Life with the Browns, or The Life with the Browns. I'm Mr. Brown. She is
Mrs. Brown.
And she is upset. See you in the bonus round. Peace.
Bonus round. So the bonus round is a bonus round. So what I was wanting to talk is trees. Where you can get books from is from trees, because trees, if you cut down trees, they make paper, and then the paper the authors write on, and they make them into books, and the books go to the library. The books are donated to the library. The library donates them to people, and that's how we get books out of the library. Peace. Time to go read.